Now on one, Maya's trial is in full swing and her guilty plea raises more questions for her but doesn't convince the judge in Shortland Street.
If you plead not guilty, at least you stand the chance of staying out of prison.
But I am guilty.
Please, Maya.
How does the accused plead?
Not guilty, Your Honour. Would like to request name suppression for
Guilty.
my client.
I did it. I killed Ethan Pierce. In charge, right?
I request a recess, Your Honour. I need to speak with my client.
Mrs. Pierce?
Quiet, please.
I just wanted to say how sorry I am for everything that's happened.
Maya?
I want to apologise to you and your family for the distress and suffering that I've caused.
Order.
Maya, think about what you're doing.
You will speak when you are spoken to. Is that understood?
I'm sorry.
I need to clarify the defendant's plea.
Guilty.
Guilty, Your Honour.
Defence. Word, please.
Your Honour, the plea has been submitted. The case should now go for sentencing.
I'm fully aware of normal procedure, thank you. You seem surprised by her plea.
She has sprung it on me, yes. But may I remind you that my client's sanity has been called into question. Please don't take her plea at face value.
We'll proceed. If prosecution would like to take the stand.
Is this a good thing?
He doesn't have to do this. Basically, he's covering himself.
Meaning what?
Sometimes people confess to crimes they didn't commit.
Who would do that?
It happens. He wants the prosecution to prove themselves, show them that the case has legs, that there is compelling evidence.
Cheers, Bruce. I know it does sound simple, but it really is the best advice. Just get lots of bed rest and keep your fluids up and have some paracetamol, okay? Cheers.
How's it going down this end?
It seems to be going well.
Seems?
It is going well.
But you hesitated, not feeling out of your depth, are you?
Maybe a tad, it's just busy.
Well, you got help.
Yeah, I know, and Bruce has been amazing whenever I need him, he's right there.
Oh, you're a level 3 nurse, Tracy. Wouldn't have put you in this job if I didn't think you could hack it.
I did have a guy in before with possible gastritis.
And?
And I did his bloods and queried a proton pump inhibitor.
Good.
And I got a dose of antibiotics into him, and Bruce seemed happy with that.
See? You're on the ball. Keep it up.
A common trap for young players, generic names versus brand names. Prescriptions are written in the generic names, but if you really want to sharpen up your act, you need to learn the brand names on all the packaging as well.
All right.
It sounds boring, but it really does make things much quicker. As does the ferret up my sleeve and the fruit bat in my pocket.
Right.
You are like a dog with a bone.
I'm sorry, but I did tell you how stressed I am.
Well, you've got a break coming up soon. Sort yourself out then.
Yeah.
Did Dr. Stevens find you?
No.
Right, well, he's about to start his list soon.
Okay, if you see him, tell him that I'll be there in a minute.
Will do.
I am meant to be covering a circulating nurse this afternoon.
Oh.
Which means that you need to finish rounds by yourself, okay? Are you sure?
Of course, I can always hit Scotty up if I need help.
Yeah, true, but no cell phones, okay?
Cross my heart.
Good luck.
Car versus motorbike. Patient was thrown into a ditch, lost consciousness at the scene.
Right, resus. TK.
He has a GCS of 8. He's had morphine en route, probably femoral shaft fracture and head injuries.
Okay, TK, your assessment?
Or capillary refill, cool extremities.
All right, course of treatment?
Intubatum, trauma views, and a CT.
Ben?
Call the orthopods and get him to theatre.
Off you go then.
Okay, I'm going to tube him. Size 82, please.
On it.
Do you have any forensic evidence to support your case?
As admitted in her confession, Maya did an extremely thorough job of covering her tracks. However, we did find traces of blood on the driver's seat and the seatbelt.
Dr. Pierce's blood?
The tests were inconclusive.
What about witnesses? Do you have anyone who can place her at the crime scene?
A neighbour did see a blonde woman entering the house, but they now believe that was Alice Piper.
So no one can attest to Miss Jeffrey's presence?
She avoided being seen by Brooke Freeman, by hiding in another room directly after shooting Dr. Pierce.
I ask you again. Do you have any witnesses?
No, I have sworn statements from Alice Piper, Brooke Freeman and Chris Warner, all attesting to the fact they did not see her there.
I'm sure you've entertained the possibility that Miss Jeffries wasn't acting alone.
Of course, we've investigated all avenues.
Given the lack of physical evidence, and given the panicked state of mind that one is bound to be in after committing murder, do you believe Miss Jeffries was assisted in clearing away evidence?
We have no reason to believe that anyone else was involved.
Maya Jeffries was committed after suffering a form of emotional breakdown. She was delusional, paranoid, and exhibiting signs of schizophrenia. But after a combination of therapy and medication, this imbalance was corrected and emotional stability was re-established.
Have you had any follow-up appointments since her discharge?
Yes, one. I'm satisfied that the meds are serving her well, and I think she should remain stable and rational if she uses the medication correctly.
The original breakdown, as you put it, what do you say was the cause?
Well, we can only speculate, but in my experience, temporary psychosis is caused by post-traumatic stress syndrome, which is triggered by a single event or a series of events. Alternatively, it could be a chemical imbalance or a congenital condition, but in these cases, there's usually earlier signs of mental illness, and it's not just a one-off.
And does Miss Jeffries have a prior history of mental illness?
No.
And is there any history of such within her family?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
I know this will sound really bad because I'm just the newbie, but I was wondering if there was any chance I could get the afternoon off.
Shouldn't you be asking your preceptor this?
Shanti got rostered into theatre at last minute.
Oh.
And I've kind of hit crisis point. I won't bore you with it, but basically I've been left in the lurch by a flatmate, and I really, really, really need to see my landlord before he evicts me.
Couldn't this be sorted out on a break or after work?
I've tried, and I feel really bad for asking, but I'm freaking out here. I have to convince the landlord to let me take on the lease, and I think it's best to do it face to face.
I see.
You don't know how stink I feel for asking you, but letting my personal life into
Okay. You go now. When it's all sorted, you come back here and finish your shift.
Really?
Go.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, well done. Let's get him up to theatre.
I'll call them.
Where's Maxwell?
Cubicles, I think.
Okay, just hold on for 1 sec.
Great, light them up and I'll be there.
Just so you know, our motorbike guy's going up to theatre now.
Good. Any further concerns?
No, we've done all we can down here.
Nice. Nurse, can you assist with transfer, please?
I'm happy to do that.
Recess to theatre. We got 2 more on the way. One's a reported chest stabbing with a possible pericardial tamponade.
Okay.
The other one's a blunt trauma assault with severe facial injuries. Which one do you want? Heads or tails?
I haven't done a pericardiocentesis before, so...
It's all yours then. Perfect time to cut your teeth, eh?
Oh, I'm happy to take the facial trauma.
Come on, mate. You're ready. We're on.
According to your signed confession, the murder was premeditated and was not in self-defense. Could you describe exactly what spurred you to this course of action?
He continually undermined my status as charge nurse, which led to me being unfairly suspended. He systematically set out to destroy my friendship with Alice, turned her against me. But the thing that really got to me was when he exposed my mother to cancer.
Through his company, Nessus Bio?
Yes. By that stage, I thought he was pure evil.
Did you raise your concerns with anyone?
I tried. I talked to the CEO, I talked to Alice, to my family, but every time he managed to weasel his way out of it or somehow turn it so that I looked like the enemy. He was toxic, believe me.
How did he destroy your friendship with Alice?
He framed me. He pretended to be Alice on our work email system, and he made me look like a horrible sexual predator. He then fed that back to our boss. He just did my head in.
Why do you suppose Dr. Pierce would do these things to you?
He was sick. I think that he found out that I cared about Alice and he set out to torment me.
Cared for Alice?
Yes. We were great mates.
Were you in love with Alice Piper?
Yes. Yes, I loved Alice. And I couldn't I couldn't bear to see her under his thumb.
It's a very extreme course of action. Don't you agree?
I didn't know what else to do.
Your love for Alice must have been very intense. Was it reciprocated?
We had a close friendship.
Am I right in assuming that you'd do anything for Alice?
I killed for it, didn't I?
Did you, Miss Jeffries?
Yes.
Is it not possible that Alice murdered Ethan and that you, Maya, took the fall?
No.
Because you loved her so much, you offered to take the rap.
No! Alice is a good, kind person. She is not a killer, and she didn't deserve to be abused by that evil man. I killed him because, at the time, I thought he deserved to die.
Ooh, rather you than me. Aye. So, this is it, eh? How's it working out?
So far, so good.
Fast work.
Yeah. I was a bit sceptical at first, but it seems to be doing the trick. It stops ED from getting clogged up with runny noses and paper cuts.
I bet. So, what's the head honcho like?
Fine. I thought he would be hypercritical, breathing down our necks, but he's given us free rein. So he actually trusts us to go ahead and do stuff. Not that the other bosses were doubters or anything, no offence.
None taken? I actually mooted the idea of a miners' clinic ages ago.
Well, why didn't it fly?
I could never find the budget to do it. I wonder where Maxwell got the extra cash from.
Well, it's not really about budget, though, is it? It's more like rejigging the stuff you've already got.
Yeah, but I'd have a clinical nurse specialist on the job, and that's where management got a bit tetchy because they cost more.
Right. I'm just a lowly level 3, cheap as chips.
Oh, hey, I'm not putting you down, but a CNS would just cut through a lot of hassle. No need to check with the doctor every 5 minutes, just more autonomy.
The power.
Can you taste it? Well, it is a lot of study, but you should think about it.
My dissectomy patient's due in theatre in 94 minutes.
Yeah, Mr. O'Sullivan, I haven't forgotten.
Well, someone has. He's meant to be prepped.
Our new nurse was assigned to him this afternoon. Should be done by now.
No, I've just seen him. Wedding band untaped, no completed checklist and no IV fluids.
Oh, dear.
I can't have my schedule tampered with.
Of course not. I'll take care of him immediately.
And keep a sharper eye on your staff?
I will. I'm so sorry.
Your recent spell in a psychiatric ward, how has that impacted on your claim to murder?
I can't plead insanity as much as I'd like to. I knew exactly what I was doing when I shot Ethan Pierce.
You were fully lucid?
Absolutely. I saw the gun and I knew that it would kill him. I wanted him dead. When it happened, I felt kind of numb. I guess I went into autopilot. But then it started going downhill. I was being eaten alive by guilt, and that snowballed into total paranoia, loneliness, despair. At some point, I tipped over the edge and it drove me insane. But fortunately, my family came to my rescue. They had me committed. And Dr. Wilkins helped me face my demons, and I managed to make peace with Ethan.
Made your peace? How so?
By talking to him. I realised that I had to confess that I'd never be free until I faced my punishment.
Talking to him? Was this in a psychotherapy role-play session?
No. Ethan visited me while I was on the wards. We talked a lot about what happened. He made me take a long, hard look at myself.
He visited you?
I know that sounds nuts, but that's what happened. I know now that it was all part of my psychosis.
What prompted you to change your plea?
I know this is hurting my family, and I am sorry. But I only agreed to say not guilty to spare them the pain of having me in jail. But this is something that I have to do. I have to be true to myself. And if I can't be honest and make amends, then I'll never get back to being the sister and the mother and the daughter that I once was. And believe me, that is what I want more than anything else.
How's the new clinic?
Box of fluffies.
Ah, that's what I like to hear.
There is something I would like to talk to you about, though.
Uh-oh. Sounds serious. Can we do it over a drink after work, my shout?
I'll make it a beer and I'll be there.
Done.
But still, I would like to talk to you about this thing at work, you know, keep things separate.
Okay. Shoot.
I've been thinking about the new job, and I've started to think that I could do with some upskilling, some uni papers, and I was hoping that the hospital might pay for them, so I would really appreciate it if you could have that talk with Scotty. What?
You're good, but you're not that good.
Are you joking, right?
Well, if you're talking about the nurse practitioner, you're dreaming.
It's CNS, actually.
Really? No offence, but I haven't seen a nurse in this hospital anywhere near that calibre. It'd be great if there was.
But you've given me this gig, so
I gave you that gig because there's always a doctor somewhere looking over your shoulder, watching your work. But don't take it personally. But I'll say the same thing to any nursey.
Ooh. Right, because at the end of the day, you don't really respect us, do you?
There she goes, taking it personally. Look, I know your previous HOD let things cruise, would have signed his name to any old thing, but I don't play like that.
Okay, well, thank you for making yourself clear. Because that's how I play, too.
That's the only way. So, over the road, 6 o'clock?
I am so sorry that your surgery has been delayed. Is there anything else that I can get for you?
No, thanks.
Well, you just ring the bell if you need us.
I'm so...
Out! Where have you been? You ignored my instructions and you
Scotty said I could go, so I...
What?
He gave me permission.
So you went behind my back and told your son?
I tried to tell you how important it was for me to sort things out, but you wouldn't budge. And now, thanks to all this stuffing around, I've been kicked out of my flat. How great do you think I feel right now?
What's happened?
Like I told you, my flatmate dropped me in it by owing all this rent and then doing a runner. Her name's on the lease, so I really had to try and convince the landlord to let me take it on.
So that's why you were itching to get out of here?
But he basically said I was irresponsible, a party girl who he couldn't be bothered dealing with.
Really?
So he gave the lease to somebody else. And now I have nowhere to live. I know I've stuffed up my work, but now I've stuffed up my entire life.
It's okay. We'll figure something out. Why is the judge doing all this? She pleaded guilty. I thought that would be it. Bam, locked away. Sorry. You know what I mean. I just thought once she said I did it, then they wouldn't have to drag out all the details. Seems unnecessarily cruel.
I can't see that it's helping anyone.
I need to speak to her. Mum! Mrs. Pierce, I'd like to offer my...
This is not a good time.
I don't know if there'll ever be a good time. I can't even begin to understand what you're going through right now. But I'd like to offer you my sincerest apology.
You don't have to listen to this, Joan.
I think you understand very well. We've both learned that our children are murderers.
Though I'm lucky enough to still have mine in my life.
I know that what your daughter did was wrong, but on another level, I understand that my son, he had to be stopped.
Ethan didn't deserve what happened to him. He deserved to be tried for his crimes in a court of law, just like Maya is now.
You're the woman he gave cancer to.
I'm well now.
This can't have been easy for you, coming here, facing me, and... Oh, I'm so glad you did it, and thank you.
I'm glad to.
And I will try and find a way to forgive your daughter.
Just reminded me, spinach in the fridge.
Do you think that we might have room for an extra guest?
Probably. Who?
Aroha?
No, definitely not enough.
She has been kicked out of her flat and she has nowhere to live. I felt sorry for her.
So you've invited her to a waifs and strays dinner with us, have you?
Actually, I said that she could stay for a couple of days.
You what?
Just until she finds her feet, that's okay, isn't it?
She hasn't got anywhere else she can go.
Okay, if you think it's a bad idea, then we can just...
Thank you so much. I promise I won't get in your hair.
You better not.
It's nice and quiet in here.
Yep, I'm cranking through them all right.
How are you finding Maxwell?
Loving it. He's hands off, lets us work things out for ourselves, make our own choices. I mean, all power to Kip, but he just didn't make me feel as confident, you know?
Nice for some. You feel empowered. I feel like an idiot.
Why? Don't you like your new clinic?
The clinic's fine. What sucks is Dr. High and Mighty getting on his high horse all the way.
Long black.
Excuse me?
Personal service, huh?
Ah, got the sugar. Megan. That's Megan, isn't it?
Yes.
Can you do me a favour? Can you pop out and grab me some sugar? Stupid me, I forgot.
No problem. Hey, hold on. She's not a waitress, you know.
Oh, I'm sorry. Megan, if you feel like I've overstepped the mark, then please don't.
No, that's okay.
Thank you.
This just gets richer. First of all, you disrespect the nurses, and then you get them to run around after you like maids.
Excuse me, I'm not disrespecting anyone. I know Dr. Banana Skin left some very big clown shoes to fill, but...
Sorry, Dr. What?
It was Banana Skin, wasn't it?
Oh, that is all class, standing there dissing our old boss.
Trace.
Well, at least Kip treated us like equals.
All right, let's lay a few things out, okay? A, I'm not dissing anyone. B, I respect all my staff and I expect the same. C, I'm running things a bit differently and I know you might find that hard to get used to, but calming down might be a great way to start.
I've reached my decision, and my findings are this. As there's no evidence, nor any witness to place Miss Jeffries at the murder scene, the police case rests solely on the confession of Miss Jeffries. She's clearly mentally unstable. She's suffered periods of paranoia, delusion, hallucination. Her testimony doesn't hold up to scrutiny. Hence, I believe it to be a waste of court resources to proceed to trial with a case that would clearly render a conviction unsafe. I order Miss Jeffries to undergo a period of psychiatric evaluation and supervision.
What does that mean?
You're free to go.
Tonight, 6 Irish towns fight back against the recession as Joe Duffy goes in search of local heroes at 8:30 here on RTE1.